Hi, welcome to Season 2, Episode 13 of The Weekly Wave. I'm Matthew Lyons.
And I'm Aaron Johnson.
And our special guest here today is science teacher at Abington High School, Miss Nicole Corbett. How are you?
Great. It's awesome to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah. All right, do you want to start off? Or?
I'd love to. So, today we're going to be talking about the coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
So, just for some background information, do you know where this coronavirus came from?
Yeah, so it's believed that the coronavirus actually started in Wuhan, China. It's in mainland China. They're still really unsure of the exact origin of how it emerged and how it spread so quickly. What we do know is it likely came from a bat species. Bats actually can carry up to 50 different coronaviruses. This one coronavirus that's out now is one of many that exist. So what happens is, in order for the coronavirus to be transmitted to humans, it needs to go through a secondary host, so the bat needs to pass it on to another organism. And within that other organism, it mutates and then is able to jump to people. The in-between is unknown at this point. They think it came from the bat, but how it got from a second animal, what that second animal was, and then how it jumped to people is still unknown at this point. But they do know it's likely began in Wuhan, and it may have begun in a fish market there.
That's crazy.
Coronavirus is massive in the news right now.
Oh,
Everyone's
absolutely.
worrying about it. I mean, people are being quarantined.
Yep.
Is coronavirus really something to be scared of, or is it just like the flu?
So coronavirus, based on what's coming out now, it's a little more serious than the flu, but it's not something that's going to be massively deadly. It has a fatality rate, they're guesstimating, of about 3%. But what they have to look at when they're looking at that 3% are who are the people dying from this. And so far it looks like it's fatal for people who are elderly or have compromised immune systems. This is similar to the flu in that if you are older or have a compromised immune system, you can have a lot more complications from the flu. This virus mimics a little bit more like pneumonia in that, so the flu attacks kind of the upper respiratory system, so you have like the runny nose, the sore throat, the aches, the fever. Coronavirus gives you some of that, but it also really goes after the upper lungs. So that's why people have more respiratory complications from this, and likely why it takes a little bit longer to recover. One of the things they are concerned about with coronavirus is that it can turn into pneumonia in the long term. So that's why people need to be a little bit vigilant when they have it and quarantine themselves and just monitor their symptoms and be followed by a doctor.
Wow. So what can people do in their everyday life to try and prevent this?
Yeah, absolutely. So what's going on, this is really going to come down to, in order to stop like the huge widespread nature of this, it's really going to come down to individual actions, and the most important thing people can do is wash their hands. CDC just came out with statistics that suggest that only 30-somewhat% of men and 60-somewhat% of women wash their hands after using the bathroom, which is kind of nasty if you think about it, but I think we've all been in the bathroom and then someone walks out without washing their hands.
That happened to me the other week. And it was
yeah, it's just like, oh, no. So definitely wash your hands. Follow the 20-second rule, washing your hands, soap, water, scrub, hot water, scrub for 20 seconds. If you're in an area where you're touching a lot of surfaces and you don't have access to like a sink and soap, then carry around a Purell or an alcohol-based hand sanitizer and just keep that on you. When you cough and sneeze in Abington High School, I've seen people walking around famous for this, but cough into the crook of your arm, into your sleeve. Don't cough in your hands. Don't sneeze in your hands. Don't just cough out in the open. That just spreads germs in general. So important that people just follow general hygiene precautions. The other thing is if you have been to a place where coronavirus is prevalent at the moment, so China, Italy has become a big hotspot in Europe for this, and most recently South Korea, Iran as well. And you come home and you're not feeling good, then you need to go see a medical professional just to test for coronavirus. One of the misconceptions that are going around now is that the face masks are going to stop the spread of coronavirus, and that's why face masks are selling out left and right.
Yeah.
People are auctioning them off on websites for very high prices for like a box of face masks. Face masks don't do any good if you are just wearing a face mask around in general and you're not sick. if you are coughing and sneezing, then it can be a somewhat preventative measure, but it's not perfect, and it's really not the best way to prevent the spread of disease. Also, people never wear their face masks right. A lot of people leave it so that the sides are all crinkled. So if you're coughing and sneezing, all the germs are just going to come out the sides. So face masks are really a no-go. It's really just the basic hygiene that we all grew up with and learned.
Thank you.
Awesome. So given the nature of like the spread of germs and diseases and stuff like that, does this have like the capability to be like a global like phenomenon at least?
Yeah, I mean, we already kind of see it spreading around the globe, unfortunately, because people, especially this started happening on Chinese New Year. A lot of travel was in and out of China during Chinese New Year. So people coming into China, leaving China, ended up popping up very quickly afterwards in Italy, Iran, and South Korea, Japan as well. Japan's in freak-out mode themselves. They already are looking at postponing the Olympics potentially. They're not sure yet. But yeah, it does have the potential now to become a worldwide, to spread worldwide. And what's going to end up, like I said, trying to limit that spread is really people taking basic hygiene precautions. And then, once again, people who are traveling to these hotspot countries where this virus is more prevalent, quarantining themselves and then taking precautions in that sense, especially if they come back and have symptoms. So that's the ways we're going to have to, it's going to be up to us, really, to just try to limit the spread of it. And in the event that more and more people end up getting it, most people will recover from it, but you're going to be concerned about people who are elderly or have compromised immune systems. Those are our real people we should be concerned with.
All I can think of is like the end of Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Like that one person was infected and he traveled on a plane and
then everyone, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No, it's crazy. We've had outbreaks like this before. This virus right now is very similar to SARS, and SARS happened back in 2000. I was really young when this happened. I remember everyone mass panicking about SARS because new virus, we didn't know a lot about it. Same with this coronavirus now, is we just don't know a lot about it. We've studied the flu for years and years and years, and now have vaccines for the flu and kind of can predict how the flu is going to spread each year. Here, we don't know as much. It's brand new. So, and I think when you have something that's new and there's a lot of uncertainty with it, then that just riles up our natural instinct to panic.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that was awesome. Really educational. I feel like
no
I'm gonna
worries.
come out of this knowing how to really
Yeah.
prevent.
Next time I see someone like just like cough, I'm like, no,
Yeah.
just yell Corona.
Slap a face mask.
Yeah. No, that's probably not the best idea.
Not the best idea, no. But it's going to come down to us. We need to just be vigilant. Don't panic, but use rational common sense. How during a flu season do you prevent the spread of the flu? You wash your hands. You don't go to school or work when you're sick. And you stay away from people who are sick. The other thing I will note really quickly with this virus, too, is that it doesn't survive very long on surfaces, so that might be a plus for this. And very easy to clean. Cleaning surfaces is important. Very easy to clean the surface and kill this virus with just a Lysol wipe, and it kills it right away. So,
Thank you
Sweet.
for coming on.
no, thank you for having me. It was awesome.
Thanks for watching. Tune in Friday for a brand new episode of Movie Time with Matt and Derek.
Make sure to follow us on our Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at the Green River Gazette.
Thanks for watching.
Goodbye.